EA
Oh.
Sports.
Oh.
It's in the game. Sorry, it's in the name, but it doesn't matter.
Well, the graphics are definitely a step up from Valheim. I'll give them that. It's got kind of a Legend of Zelda feel to it a bit.
Yeah.
Especially the flying cape thing.
Right, I was about to bring that up. I was like, funny you say Legend of Zelda. I see mechanics in this game from many other games.
I mean, anyone. The stories anymore are just an assortment of tropes. It's spattered by a unique combination of ideas that have been used before and a few unique and interesting things. So,
Speaking of tropes being reused over and over and over again, but in unique and interesting ways, there's a new anime show that I started watching called Recreators, and it's great. The last one that I watched was 86, and I finished it, and it was also great. And now I'm on to Recreators, which is great. That's my recommendation. It's great.
It's a strong recommendation.
Oh, that's why the go live notification is. I finished watching 86, and it was excellent. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Church of Chonkwij podcast. Blah 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 blah. Go ahead.
I'll put it on my wish list, and we'll see how that goes.
Crunchyroll.
Recreators might be on Amazon Prime. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. Oh wait, it definitely is. Yeah, because I was curious to see if it ever got an English dub. It's like at least 4, 5, 6 years old, and it never got an English release. So it's not gonna happen. But that's fine. I don't mind reading.
You know, I really dig the vibe of this. It's definitely medieval, but it's also got like ancient ruins, so like you get that vibe of rediscovery and like lost bullshit. Cool.
It's a fun time.
I am sending that over, possibly.
Can you finish Valheim? Is there like an objective to win the game?
So like there's bosses, and I can't remember how many bosses there are exactly, but every time you defeat a boss, it opens up like a new age, which brings you new materials, and things like that, metals and whatnot. So I think there's just a point where you've beaten all the bosses, quote unquote. So now you're just like you've got all the materials available to you. You pretty much, uh, can upgrade your gear to max level, and you can pretty much create and explore to your heart's content after that.
Neat.
I think. I have never really I've gotten past the first boss. That's about it. Because the first boss opens up like copper, and then you eventually get to bronze. So, and then to get to silver, you have to defeat the second boss.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, Enshrouded, from what I saw in Enshrouded, it works in a similar way. You have to explore dungeons to unlock, like farming, for example, or different aspects of production and resource accumulation. And the other thing that was cool about Enshrouded that I noticed is that when you unlock farming, or you unlock blacksmithing, or you unlock whatever, you unlock an NPC that you can place at your base. So they're encouraging you, and base building space is fairly large, even at a low level, because you can upgrade the amount of space that you have to build. I think the point of the game is that they want you to make a stronghold and fill it with NPCs and have like a quote-unquote living community.
Well,
but
that's cool.
At the same time, it's
You
also
may have
co-op.
inspired. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it's for up to 16 people, so it's not like you can get a ton of people on that. That's probably about the most a connection could ever support, really.
Okay.
Huh. I may spend $30 when I get paid this week. Find out.
Nice. Okay.
And then I'll tempt you into getting it so you can play with me.
Bonking things.
Why?
Bonk. Bonk.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah. Okay.
Bonk barb.
Bonk.
Big bonks.
Are you not doing charge barb?
No. Charge barb is still a thing, but What I enjoy is shouts, bonk, shouts, bonk, dead.
Sending all the demons to horny jail.
Mm.
So what? I want to go to horny jail. Everybody there is horny too.
I love this game.
Yes, we were
bonk.
not on last week, and something. Oh, Jesus Christ! We have. I have to reorganize these articles because we have 2 WoW articles that I know nothing about. So this is going to be whoever plays WoW in the room. The first one is about an infamous swatter for hire named Torswats, who is likely arrested after a private investigator worked with a WoW Twitch streamer and the FBI to take them down. For more on this story, we go to our lead WoW correspondent who is bonking things, Zero.
Yeah. So that's a thing. It happened. I'm glad. I think it should happen more. People who SWAT individuals deserve to be forced into the lowest pits of hell.
Are there examples of this person, like, swatting? Are there names, or, examples?
Don't believe so. It's been I haven't read the article in a while, and this evening has been a bit interesting. So, but no, all I know is that WoW did a WoW streamer did things and caused this dude to get in trouble. So, with the FBI's.
Yeah, so let's see, it was during a stream that Dennis used a service called Vox to pretend to hire Torswat's services, as the Wire report states. By, quote, recording his network traffic, the investigators surreptitiously captured the swatter's IP address along with a username that, at the time, was unknown to law enforcement. He then shared those details with the FBI, who used them in subpoenas during its investigations.
People still use Vox.
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That is wild. I haven't used Vox in years.
How old is that? That's one of those things like Vent, where I get confused about the last time that I used it. I'm pretty sure the last time I used Vent was 2012. I don't even know the last time I read Vox.
I just have flashbacks every time Vent is mentioned, and not in a good way.
Vent was fine as long as your server was password protected.
True.
And the password was not penis, because that was always our password, and it never worked. I don't know why we kept doing it.
It was a good go-to.
It was a great password. Everybody knew it.
Maybe it wasn't long enough.
Oh.
Acceptable.
Hey, occasionally, I manage a good one.
That was a good one.
Or hard enough. It wasn't long or hard enough.
That's another voice clip that I need to get Leetness to say is, that's a good one.
That's a good fun.
So I just have that one at my disposal. Currently, the button that I want to put that on is occupied by...
I would put my penis in it.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Because, practical uses for that
Why not?
come up all the fucking time.
Aha, see what you did there. Unintended erection fun. The joke is only effective if you point it out.
I don't know. I don't think it's stiff enough at this point.
That's
a 3-pointer! So yeah, as soon as Zero said pointed it out, I had the image of Ron Burgundy with the erection in my mind. Because he's pointing. So, there you go. An infamous swatter has hopefully been arrested because, yeah, swatting makes you human trash. And the other WoW article is, WoW's experimental ban on GDKP raids in Season of Discovery has set the community on fire! Here's why. I don't know what GDKP is, and I don't know why it would set the community on fire!
This one I know a lot about. Because GDKP means gold dragon kill points. It pretty much, you earn DKP points by showing up to raids and participating. Now, the more points you have, the better chance you have of getting gear that needs to be rolled on. That being said, in WoW Classic, there was a bunch of guilds using GDKP, which is gold, which introduces gold into it. So everybody puts in X amount of gold. The more gold you can put in, more gold than that, and the more gold you put in, the higher chance you have of getting an item. Now, when the item comes up, if the person doesn't want it, that point then gets that item then gets auctioned off, and it goes to the person who has put in the most gold. Then at the end of the raid, instead of the people who did not get any items, they take that gold, they distribute it evenly among the people who came to the raid. This was a very good way for gold farmers to make money. So what Blizzard is doing is they are going in and making it against TOS for GDKP to happen. And they are banning people for it. And it is helping. And I love it. Because DKP is awful. It is the worst way to, I think, if you show up for a raid, everybody should have an equal chance to get gear, period. You roll on it, you're done. It should not be, reserved for certain people. Like, one example is back in Wrath of the Lich King. The mount that drops off of the final boss that I have tried over 800 different times to get, and still have not gotten, mind you.
Right.
If you were in a guild run, your guild leader, raid leader, and officers would put that mount on reserve until everybody in the officers group, the raid leader, and the guild leader had the mount. Well, the chances of all of them having the mount by the end of a raid tier was next to 0. So, in DKP is awful. There is the meme that Masami posted, the minus 50 DKP.
You're giving me
or
flashbacks here,
or
Zero. I hope you know this.
Actually, the exact wording is, "That's a fucking 50 DKP minus." Because
God.
yeah, I'll post the video. It's hilarious.
Yeah, post a quote. That'll be the name of this episode.
More dots.
More dots! Oh my god, I gotta find that one.
More
I love that one so much.
There are mini whelps left side. So it is, GDKP going away and being banned is a good thing. So.
Yeah, I guess the article here does point out that while this is theoretically a good idea, it is a fantastic way to obfuscate real money gold selling. And there's one group here. The Wrath of the Lich King group was asking for 144,000 gold for a lifetime spot for their GDKP buy-in.
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh, yeah, you were saying, everybody should have a fair chance of getting or an equal chance of getting loot. Everybody should have, equal blah, 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 blah. And all that went through my mind when you said that is, well, clearly you've never played a Korean MMO.
No, sir. I play the more toxic version. I play WoW.
I would love for WoW and Lost Ark to have a community toxicity contest. I think that would be great.
WoW has been doing it longer.
True. Yeah, it just comes down to who's more vicious about it. How much paid? Okay, so like a skin in Lost Ark is close to $50 if you want to get one skin for one, and skins are class locked. So if you unlock a skin on like Warrior, then you can only ever wear it on, you know, Berserker or I forget the other Warrior classes. But like no Sork, no Aeromancer, no nothing like that. So yeah, how much is a skin for a character in WoW? Do you think in real money?
Masami, do you want to venture to guess? Because honestly, there aren't really skins in the game.
How do transmogs work in WoW?
They're pieces of gear that you can get.
You literally just
Um,
find them.
yeah, it's literally
Oh.
found. A lot of it is found gear. Um, there are some transmogs. They're like $20, but they are awful looking.
Yeah, I'm told that the best looking skins in Lost Ark are premium skins, and every single time they release one, I look at it and I'm like, that's no penguin.
Doc,
Yes.
aka the Penguin Man, aka Fridge Large Meats, and his sausage of justice.
So Buddha hopped in, was watching me play Lost Ark, I think a week ago. I think it was Monday, and Buddha hopped in at like midnight and started watching me playing Lost Ark, and he's like, "Why are you so slow?" And I'm like, my berserker's name is Fridge. You wanna know why he's slow? He has the body of a brick and the brain of a brick." Yeah, goddamn. It's been a fun week for Lost Ark, though. They started up new events, all this new playtime rewards, and all the rest of that, all the free stuff that I look forward to because I don't have to do jack shit.
You don't have to invest any money.
Right, and they did try releasing new premium skins, and yeah, no, just not for me. I did discover, though. Okay, so they threw something into the game called a Yaz's, I think it's a leap jar or something, and basically how it works is you're supposed to do raid content to have a chance for one of these jars to drop, and then you're supposed to do other content to have a chance for cloth to drop. Cloth is the resource that the jar needs to craft a skin, and there are a whole bunch of skins that the Yaz jar can just randomly create if you feed it enough cloth. And it's some of the skins are like really nice looking, and they occasionally give you a free Yaz jar as a login reward or as some event reward or something like that. So I managed to get 5 of them in total, and
Holy shit.
I craft just for free for like, you know, some Twitch drop or whatever. And they also gave some cloth as part of the season journey, the free season journey no less. And so, yeah, I crafted a couple skins, and I got a nice weapon skin for max squat thrust, and I'm trying to get a nice dress for Fridge's youngest, but everything I rolled so far is way too pervy.
Makes you uncomfortable, huh?
Yeah, which led me to, alright, well, I've got this skin now, and I don't want it. How do I get rid of it? You can sell them for gold. And you can
Nice.
buy other skins for gold. And I grind gold for fucking free like a madman. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do now. So if I ever want a really cool skin for, you know, whatever reason, all I gotta do is like shell out 40,000 gold or something. It's like, yeah, that's not a big deal. So, what the fuck was my point even? Who can say? Oh, no matter how much FOMO Tripod tries to put into, or whatever the fuck the company is, tries to put into Lost Ark, it's apparently just never gonna work on me, thank God. It's great. I've never been so proud to be missing a part of my brain. Speaking of missing a part of my brain, Wizards of the Coast dispels rumors that Tencent wants to gobble up D&D like a Tarisk. And, quote, "To be clear, we are not looking to sell our D&D IP." Would anybody like to talk?
Trask.
Gesundheit.
Trask.
You're upsetting the D&D nerds. We generally don't get offended unless you completely butcher the name of a god.
I don't care. Everyone can say things how they want, except the Trask is one of the most iconic monsters of D&D, and no one will know what you're talking about. So I'm saving you.
I'm so sorry. I apologize to people. So, nice. Why did this rumor, like, I don't even know where this rumor started from.
So it was an article that I posted the last time we were together, and I don't know if it got shared or not. I can't remember. I've slept since then.
I'm sure you
barely,
have.
but I have
I
slept
hope so.
since then.
That's great. Glad for you. Congratulations. I'm that grumpy kid on the meme. Congrats. Glad for you. You fucking slept.
But yeah, no. That was a rumor that was going around that Tencent was interested in buying D&D because Hasbro was trying to get rid of it because they need money.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's worth money. It doesn't make a lot of money, but it's worth money.
I'm just now learning that Tencent also owns a 30% stake in Laren Studios, which I don't know how to feel about that. But
really,
Tencent does have we've talked about Tencent ad nauseum on this podcast, and they've got a history of just buying shit and sitting on it because they're only interested in making money and they don't really interfere with anything. Or they haven't yet that we've heard of.
They're not like Elon Musk. They don't go in, buy things, and then fuck them up.
Jesus Christ, the fucking Twitter tear that Fluffy and I went on yesterday.
Yeah, you're welcome.
God, that was something.
I was actually quite proud that I got the two of you at the same time, and it gave me a lot of reading material when I woke up from my nap.
All of these are gonna be on the anniversary podcast because I think all of these are original. I think Fluffy and I were just making them as we went along. There's one towards the beginning that I stole from somebody else, but I think that's it. Oh, so much trash.
It's so funny because I posted that and I shared that with another friend. He said, "You know what? That kind of makes me want to hate boobs."
Yeah, see, here's the thing. I don't disagree with the statement. It's just who said it and the context in which it was said that just makes me cringe. It's like at the end of the Johnny Depp trial when Elon posted that picture of Amber Heard cosplaying as Mercy. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. In any other context, I might think this was, neat, but not like this. Not like this.
Oh, I don't know if anybody's mentioned yet. Taylor Swift won a Super Bowl before the Dallas Cowboys. I knew Megan would get a kick out of that.
Taylor Swift won the Super Bowl? That's cool.
Yes, Taylor Swift did win the Super Bowl.
That's neat. Did she just literally crash a plane into the opposing team and win by default?
No.
Sorry.
She was there, though.
There are an awful lot of Taylor Swift airplane memes out there.
Are there?
Yes, especially in the past 2 weeks. There's been a huge uptake in my professional memeing.
Oh, it's because of that guy.
Oh, which guy? Oh, the guy who was tracking the plane?
Yeah, the weird guy who was tracking her plane.
That guy's doing the Lord's work. That is hilarious. Her lawyers were just like, we're going to go after this guy for version of blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, if you have a problem with him tracking your airplane flight, then talk to the FAA about it. They're the ones that publish that shit. He's just a middleman. Yeah. Anyway, my favorite one so far was Taylor Swift Taylor Swift heading out of the stadium during halftime to go get a burger, and it's just a picture of an airplane dumped in the middle of the stands of a stadium.
It was. I looked at my father-in-law last night, and he goes, "So who?" At the beginning of the night, he looked at me and he said, "Who are you rooting for?" I said, "I'm Team Meteor." And he goes, "Excuse me?" I said, "I'm Team Meteor." You know, a meteor strikes the entire stadium. Everybody, I don't want anybody hurt. But a meteor strikes the stadium. Game can't be played. And everybody
Yeah.
wins.
We just hope that both teams lose.
So, I mean, I'm a Carolina Panthers fan, so this season has not been good for me. We went 2-16. We were awful.
I'm a Patriots fan ever since Tom Brady went insane.
Wait, he was sane? That implies that he was at some point sane.
I'm sure as a child.
Before he started playing football.
Yeah, it's just ever since I've known his name, he's been pretty crazy. Good times. All right, let's see. Yeah, okay, so just D&D rumors about all that. It's not true. Wizards of the Coast are very happy owning D&D, and they are a huge earner for Hasbro. So it's unlikely that Hasbro would want to sell them off unless Hasbro was bought and liquidated.
Which, given Hasbro's history, would not surprise me.
Come on, Zero. Hasbro has been known for lots of successful properties, like the Battleship movie that came out with Rihanna.
Look, here recently, they have been releasing a lot more Ghostbusters collectible shit, and if I had a bigger wallet, I would own all of it. But I don't have a big wallet, therefore I own none of it.
Speaking of the Battleship movie, Dune Part 2 is coming out in March. I know we're all looking forward to that.
Wait, hang on. How did we get from Battleship to... You know what? I don't want to know. I'm just glad we're here.
I thought about large explosions.
Okay, there you go. Attaboy.
At least my mind didn't go in the Michael Bay direction, but now that I've said his name, my mind's going to go in the Michael Bay direction.
Michael Bay.
What? Let's go. So also when I've been playing Lost Ark, I've been watching episodes of Xena, and intros
amazing
back in the early '90s were really something.
Oh
Masami,
man,
do you remember the intro to Xena?
yeah. Oh, I do. I absolutely fucking do.
Can you recite any of the words?
I cannot recite them, but it is playing through my head right now.
In a
So,
time
yeah.
of ancient gods. It was the movie guy. It was the guy who did all the movie trailers, and he was basically just talking over the Xena intro. And yeah, where was I going with this? Michael Bay, explosions, Dune, Xena. Oh yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, in a world where a guy dude bro gets $100 million loan and starts a production company, one man will create 6 Transformers movies. All will be critical flops in the United States, but do well in China. Da 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 da.
I don't know whether to smack you or hug you, Doc.
You should smack me. I'm all over the fucking place tonight. And
Well,
I'm
why don't you
sober.
hug him, but while you're hugging him, smack him on the ass?
I think I was gonna like whatever I smack him with or wherever I smack
you're
him.
not
So
wrong.
Punch me in the face and then hug me. Just real mixed signals.
I am both scared of you and aroused. I am scare-roused.
correct.
This could be a really potentially awful segue, but speaking of horny,
Yeah.
Report: WWE executives knew about Ashley Massaro's sexual assault claim despite denials. So, Zero,
Yeah.
you've been talking about this a lot. 2 weeks ago now, Vince McMahon was, formally served with a lawsuit for sexual harassment and misconduct. And he had a lot of stuff was
Nope,
coming
nope.
about this. What happened?
He was formally served with a lawsuit to dissolve the NDA that prevented the woman from talking about the sexual
Oh.
assault and sex trafficking.
And that was made possible because
Of viewers like you. No, I'm kidding.
Because he forgot to fucking pay his bills.
yeah. Literally, he agreed to pay her. I think he agreed to pay her what, $3 million, and he paid her
$3 million.
one, and then never got back to it.
And then she said that anytime after that she tried to contact him, she never got a response.
So, do you want to hear my crackpot theory about this? And I've been
Sure.
thinking about it, and it's actually I think it is a plausible explanation. So, when the Endeavor deal was happening, Vince McMahon did not disclose any of this to Ari Emanuel and Endeavor. None of it. Then, when Ari Emanuel and Endeavor got the WWE books, they started looking through them going, what is all this money outgoing earmarked for absolutely nothing? Because Vince McMahon's not going to write hush money next to it. He's friends with Donald Trump. Why would he do that? He didn't just clearly label it hush money. He didn't label it at all. So the second that the Endeavor deal went through, they went, well, all of these bills that are owed, we're not going to pay them because they're not actually earmarked as being company responsibility. So the payments stopped. And when they stopped, everybody, because the girl who filed the original lawsuit, or who filed the civil suit recently, her lawyer has heard from 17 other women. And according to people who were in the know, like Mark Calloway, aka The Undertaker, he is not at all surprised about this. At all.
See, now here's the thing about something like that, though. You can't tell me that Taker didn't, Taker is like an all-time company man. I'm not saying he was involved, but like him doing this, I'm not surprised at all. It's more like for a fact to the contrary is, I think, a better way to put it.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of being surprised. It's for a fact that there are probably dozens of women that this has happened to.
Absolutely. And my whole thing about it is like the money stopping abruptly because of the Endeavor deal is the only plausible explanation as to why that money stopped. I don't think Vince McMahon would have stopped the money from flowing if the deal had not gone through. He would have continued to pay to keep this out of the public. That's just me, though. That's just me knowing the type of egomaniac that Vince McMahon is and seeing the absolute scumbag. Because if you go back, and I've been going back and watching a lot of like the old Raw segments that he used to do when he was like deep into the Mr. McMahon character. And like all of these things, like they say that art imitates real life. And oh God, if that's the case, like the Kiss My Ass Club, the bark, having women bark like a dog on national television, shit like that, like all makes sense now. All of it. Because he was a piece of shit then, and he's a piece of shit now, and apparently according to Jim Cornette, which take anything that man says with a grain of salt, that Vince and Linda have not lived together in years. They're still married, but when it came out that he was having an affair with somebody back in like the 90s, she stayed married to him, but she's like been living in Florida for years, disconnected from him and the WWE.
Well, I mean, I feel like that's been obvious ever since her, failed political ambitions. It was like pretty clear that they were in full power couple mode. Much the way that you see Bill and Hillary Clinton. Those two are exactly the same. I think in way more ways than it might just appear on the surface. But yeah, they're a power couple. They are together. And once upon a time, there was, I'm sure, love, and but now they are both pursuing their own ambitions and using each other's, networks to support that.
Whenever somebody talks about Bill Clinton now, all I can think about is the picture of Bill Clinton making that face at Ariana Grande during the performance. He's making that face.
Oh God, yeah, that dirty old man face.
Yeah, the dirty old man face. Every single fucking Family Guy joke about Bill Clinton was right. It's like, why the hell did you sleep with him? And it's just like, well, I mean, the man balanced the national budget. Wait, Zero, back to what you were saying. Scrolling through whatever this week, I came across somebody clipped a something from, I think it was back when it was WWF, with Hulk Hogan got Vince McMahon in the middle of the ring and put him on hooked him up to a polygraph, and the video just starts with Hogan asking Vince, "Isn't it true that you are a greedy, selfish, narcissistic, sexually degenerate con man?" And Vince is like, "No, I'm a well-respected businessman the world over." And you can guess, like, the polygraph is just like, eh.
Incorrect.
So yeah, ever since Hulk Hogan was cream of the crop, I think people have been speaking in their own way about how filthy Vince actually is.
Well, and I mean, if Vince is known in the wrestling industry and in circles as being the man who would screw you over $1, like who would screw you out of $1, because he had a deal with Stu Hart, who was the owner of the Calgary Stampede, which was the Canadian wrestling territory for decades. And when Vince offered to buy the Stampede from Stu Hart was like, "Yeah, I'll do it. Shit. Yeah, no, I'll pay for it. You want to give me that amount of money?" That was a handshake deal. And then when it came time for Vince to settle up, Vince acted like he had no idea what Stu was talking about. And by the time that happened, it was too little too late and Stu couldn't recover. He tried to rebuild the Calgary Stampede, and it went nowhere because Vince had already run the territory completely dry. So, I mean, he's been screwing people over for years, whether it be sexually or financially. So,
well, yeah, as this story, I assume that we're nowhere near done with this, and
oh hell no.
What's come out so far about what Ashley Massaro has said is pretty fucking heinous. Not only the stuff that she was subjected to by Vince, like, personally, but also I am just now reading this that she alleged that she was drugged and assaulted by members of the U.S. Armed Forces during a WWE tour of Kuwait, as well as abuse at the hands of former chairman Vince McMahon. And it looks like, that's so that makes more sense about where the sex trafficking allegations
And
have come up.
I think what makes it even worse is if you read her statement when she talked to Michael P.S. Hayes, and before one of the live events, he showed her what Vince handed her to say during the event, and he was like, "No, you're not going to say this." And then she said, "Well, Vince gave this to me directly." And he said, "Well, them's the breaks." And it was essentially he was trying to destroy her both. He was trying to destroy her both in this. He took advantage of her both sexually and then was attempting to destroy her career and reputation on top of it.
Yeah.
Scumbag.
So
Just, I knew the man was scum, but God.
yeah, we're all really looking forward to Vince McMahon hopefully
Getting
going to
his-
jail. That would be nice.
This is America. He's a billionaire. That will never happen.
Yeah. It's really sad how most of this all comes back to that. But yes.
But in other news, a lot of the backstage talent, we are at a point in the wrestling world where the talent is so far removed from Vince that like he's not connected to hardly any of them anymore. Like most of them were brought up by Triple H and Shawn Michaels and those guys. And part of me wants to believe that when Vince, because I know Omega and I talked about this back when it initially happened, when he left the first time, Stephanie came back and she and Nick Khan were the co-CEOs of WWE at the time. That when he came back, when he wanted to come back right before the Endeavor deal went through, that Nick Khan, Triple H, and Stephanie all penned a letter to him and said, "You don't need to come back. It would not be good for business. You don't need to be here." And pretty much what it boiled down to is Vince wanted to have control over where and who the company got sold to.
I think I remember you and Omega talking about this. Was that last year?
Yeah, it was 2020. It was late 2022, early 2023.
Okay. All right.
Because Stephanie had left. She had went on hiatus, and then she left and then turned around and came back when Vince was forced out the first time. And then she turned around and came back, or she turned around and left again when he forced his way back onto the board.
I remember when he forced his way back onto the board. That was about the same time as the mustache, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, what you guys say is what I know about wrestling. It's pretty much how that works.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you, Doc.
But so yeah, obviously more developments on that in the future. But I was going to talk about it last week because I noticed it and I still have Here's Against the Storm. I was about to say Here's the Storm. Against the Storm is still installed and I have still I've played it a couple times. It's gotten 2 updates in the past 2 weeks, and I saw Omega playing it a bunch on your day off, I think, and again tonight. So have you? What's your thoughts? Have you noticed any of the updates or the new content?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I am so like early in the game. Yeah, like this is a very long game, and if you think in terms of like playing it to the quote unquote end, which I mean it's a roguelike, so you play it over and over again and you upgrade through the tree and you play it on harder difficulties and you continue playing it that way. So I haven't scratched the surface yet. I've had had my second cycle reset, and I am guessing by the end of, to get to the quote end of the deck tree and, finish the game, so to speak, you're probably looking at dozens, if not, but I would say probably dozens of resets in that realm. And so, yeah, I've got a ways to go.
So they, what studio does this?
I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They have released a roadmap, and I've got it pulled up right now, but they're announcing 3 free updates, and then they may have DLC, paid DLC in the future, but they make it pretty clear at the bottom here that the roadmap is not complete and subject to change based on many factors. So the update that we just got was new decorations, unique trader portraits, new orders, and auto-pause notifications. So 2 quality of life things, and one new orders are basically the missions that you carry out to get stuff, and decorations are just for fun. The next update that's due out that will also be free is going to be production consumption trends window. So they will be adding graphs, which people like me fucking love.
Yeah, that's going to be great when that comes, because one of the hardest things in the game is keeping track of what you have, what you're producing, how much you have, how quickly you spend it, stuff like that. So all you have right now is a counter and a red arrow if it happens to be going down, and a green arrow if it happens to be going up. There's not a single bit of change over time or
right
anything beyond that.
And the arrows that you're talking about are averages across, because multiple resources are grouped into one category, and the category has the arrow up, green up, red down. So it's the average of everything that's in that category. So that does not help you, for example, if you're doing perfectly fine on coal production, but you're tanking in wood collection. It won't, like, the average, unless the average hits, bad enough, unless your coal production stagnates to a certain amount, so that the average works out, that green arrow is going to stay green, and it's not going to inform you of a problem. So yeah, in a game like this, especially where your base resources, your lumber and your farms, or if you just do gathering for food and stuff like that, if your population expands too much and you're not paying attention to it, your entire production chain can collapse. So you not only run out of the essentials, but you also run out of all your luxuries, and then people get super pissed off super fast. I've had that happen. So yeah, keeping track of production is gonna be nice. Also, there will be blight post upgrades. I don't know how they're gonna update or upgrade the blight post. Maybe they'll make it so that you can have more people, or people fight blight faster. That's a game mechanic that only kicks in when I think you're on veteran.
It's once you start doing rain punk stuff.
Right. If you have rain punk technology, then blight will grow on the pipes. You'll get mushrooms growing on your pipes, and if you don't pick the mushrooms and make soup out of them, then they try to eat you.
Oh, nice.
Fair.
It's pretty much how that works.
That's more or less accurate.
And the other thing that they're doing, they're working on art assets. They're working on making things look a little bit more unique in game, because there are a lot of icons that are either identical for multiple events, or they're very similar looking, like Forbidden Groves and Dangerous Groves. Although it's not terribly difficult to tell the two apart.
No, I think they're fine.
Yeah.
But, some people are dumb.
Yeah, very much so. And yeah, just more decorations. I honestly, I really like the base building in this game, but I never really play the map long enough to get really super into decorating shit. You're usually just done before that happens.
Mm-hmm.
So.
What I'm kind of liking about it is that I learn, like, it's a lot of learning through iteration. And, with the roguelike aspect, every different map that you play is going to be a different puzzle challenge in terms of what buildings you select and what
Yes.
different resource loops you're able to create out of them. But also, just through repetition, you learn each base is an evolution in base building ideas.
Yep.
So it's kind of fun as you progress through the game to, each town is like, okay, here's what I learned last time, and you can throw that all away and not give a shit about it anymore because you beat the mission, you beat the map, time to move on. It's kind of nice.
It's a very strong mechanic for eliminating meta.
Oh, well, absolutely, in terms of the way that they randomize your pool of available buildings every game. Like, you have a core of, 10 buildings or so, and then, like, a deck of cards, you're given 4 or 5, or 3 or 4 or 5, depending on your upgrades levels, to pick from only so many times during the course of a map. So you never know what buildings you're going to get, and then the puzzle is how you combine different buildings, because there's a ton of different resources that you can make, but each building can make
3
different resources, and each resource that you could want to make is probably craftable on 3 to 4 different buildings at different varying levels of crafting quality. But point being, it's a lot of I heard one person describe it as a roguelike puzzle game skinned as a base builder. And I mean, it's kind of not inaccurate, because that's really what it is you're trying to find different pieces to fit together in terms of meeting the needs of your colonists, and you're placing them on a board and hoping it all works. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy the fantasy take on base builders. Usually, base builders that I play are a lot more sci-fi, or they tend to be more historically accurate, not this sort of fantasy historical approach to it. So it's nice.
From an aesthetic quality, another thing I like about it is that the different races have different architectural styles, so you can mix and match things, or you can build neighborhoods. One thing that doesn't fit in well with the art assets are the fox buildings. Those are a little clunky compared to everything else, and it's hard to sort of sneak those into, I don't know, like human-themed buildings or harpy-themed buildings. But the game's evolving graphically and quality of life-wise, so appreciate it.
This almost sounds like a game I might like.
I haven't unlocked the foxes yet. I don't know. You don't seem like a base builder type. Yeah,
Well,
I'm
but I
not sure.
really enjoy. Okay, so I really enjoyed the base building aspect of Fallout 4. That was probably my favorite portion of Fallout 4, was the base building. But if is it real heavy into resource management?
Yes.
That's the entirety of the game.
Yes.
Okay,
It's
yeah, no.
literally a resource management puzzle roguelike game.
I can't do resource management because I start getting frustrated, because my OCD, 2, if my villagers start getting angry at me, I'm one of those that's just like, fuck it, you can die.
Well, in this game, if they don't like it, they can leave. Literally.
Yeah, they just fuck off, which is it's actually kind of nice, because one of the problems that I've ran into was basically overpopulate a little too quickly. And
I've strangely never had that problem in this game.
Oh yeah, I mean, I got to a point where I had probably 20 or so just builders that were just sitting idle, and it wasn't even a matter of starvation. They were, when you don't have, like, you can make people happy by putting them in certain buildings that their species enjoys working in.
Yeah.
Certain industries or job types. And when you don't have those jobs to give them, they're not happy. So they all just fucked off. Great. Like 10 people left, and the overall quantitative happiness of the colony went way up. It was like, awesome.
That's the other thing.
Good luck in the woods on the way back to town.
We were talking about resources in the bar and how there's just that, you know, the green arrow and the red arrow, and the resources in the category are averaged. It's the same thing in terms of your population satisfaction. The game will divide up the races that you have on the map, so you have, you know, like beaver people and humans and lizards. But if you have 10 lizards and 7 of them are happy because they're making beef jerky, and the other 3 are pissed off because they're not making beef jerky and they don't have a home, then the average happiness of the lizards is going to tank, or it's going to, you know, start going down. But when those 3 fuck off, all of a sudden you're at like 100% happiness again. So, yeah.
Did you say beaver people?
There are beaver people. They love. Guess what they love to do.
Bobar Carva.
Yeah,
They
perdón.
like to, they like to dam things up.
Yes, they do.
They cause blockages.
Their favorite places to work are the lumber mills and the tree cutting outposts.
Seems very speciesist. I'm just saying.
Specious.
Yeah, it feels pretty derivative and a little on the nose.
Yeah, just wait. Just wait for.
They also like mining.
Oh, Bobar.
Bobar Carva.
I feel like they're the dwarves of this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's interesting that the harpies are. Oh no, yeah, the harpies seem like they would be way into nature or whatever, but they love alchemical stuff, and then the foxes love fucking nature. One of the things, I'm not sure how I feel about this, but it was on the update page for Against the Storm. They're proposing that in their paid DLC they might have an additional race. And I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about that. I mean, how are they gonna? I guess you'd like buy the DLC and you'd have a chance to roll that race, and they would just give you the specific home for the race.
I mean, it would probably be another node onto the research tree.
Maybe. Yeah, then of the whole bunch of buildings. Anyway, it's a good game, still fun game. I'm still having fun with it. It was a great Christmas present.
Yeah, I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun.
And something that I am very sorry that we have not spoken about for a while now. This is entirely my fault, but I am very sorry, and we're going to talk about it tonight. Granny Does Games is still going strong. She's releasing videos. Her last one is from Dinkum 13 hours ago, and she's still playing Coral Island, so that was 22 hours ago. But, Masami, she got House Flipper 2.
Oh, amazing.
She's been playing House Flipper 2. She's got a bunch of videos up, and it's pretty great.
Aww.
I'll be honest, I haven't been watching her much lately. I should probably turn that back on once in a while.
I think if Chonkwij isn't subscribed to her, then it's gotta happen like today. But yeah, I saw that she was playing House Flipper 2, and I was like, oh, that's really cool.
It is cool.
So anyway, everybody should go watch Granny Does Games. Chonkwij was... Oh, we are subscribed to her. We were subscriber number 69.
Yes.
I was in an afternoon. It was the day after whatever podcast we were talking about with her. I was sitting there, and she wasn't at 69 yet, or she wasn't at 68 yet. And so I literally sat there refreshing the page for an afternoon until she was at 68, and I was like, yeah,
That's
nice.
great.
So we're subscriber number 69.
I love your dog.
Oh, she deserves it. She's a good egg.
Now
She's very excellent.
I have discovered a new guy that I like.
Okay.
Grandpa Gaming. This dude plays Battlefield 2042.
Oh, is this a sniper guy?
Oh,
This is the sniper guy.
I've
Yeah.
seen
And
it on
like
YouTube.
the funniest shit ever is just the amount of joy he gets from picking dudes off with headshots from like 1,000 meters out. It is insane. And the thing is he doesn't fucking miss. Like he misses once, maybe twice, but it's very rare. And he's like, it's funny because I was watching one of his videos the other day, and he's sitting there and he takes a shot and he misses, and he goes, wait. I know I'm in the right spot. Let me look at my book. And one of the guys that he's gaming with goes, you have a book? He said, oh yeah, no, I know exactly where I'm at on the map. I know the wind direction and everything. Dude is popping melons from like 1,200 meters out. And
Amazing.
and he just gets so excited when he pops heads. And the video that introduced me to him was one where it shows him sniping, and
He's talking about how to use the sights.
no,
Oh, okay, that was the one I saw.
it's somebody stitched his video, and when the guy came on, he said, don't anybody ever fucking piss this guy off. Like, you don't get this level of skill in a video game by accident. This is not something that just happens. This dude has been trained. So grandpa ended up talking about it. He used to be a Navy gunner. He would sit on the ships and he would take pot shots at people on other ships.
Shit,
So this
I'm
dude
looking...
legit is a badass. And
oh wait, hold on, I got it. Hold on, I'll be right back.
And clearly can't talk about where he actually got the experience. So yeah.
Oh God, he's so great.
Okay.
And it's the level of joy that man has for popping skulls cracks me up, and it makes me so happy.
So
it's infectious.
So I think this might have been the first book that I ever got for marksmanship, is called Ultimate Sniper, and it was written by Major John L. Plaster, USAR retired. And this is how I know, I was like, I don't know, 11 or 12 or something, and somebody was like, you want to know how to use sights on a rifle? This is how you use sights on a rifle. I read through this book and actually got it signed. But yeah, as soon as he started talking about how you use all the meters on the on your I'm not going to remember what a scope is right now. This is how you do that, and that was the video that I watched of Grandpa Gaming explaining how, okay, I know that this target is a certain amount of distance away, so I'm going to shoot it once, and I'm going to see where the bullet lands, and then I'm going to adjust, and that's how I'm going to know where to aim at this guy's head. And he does that, and then a guy runs across the roof, and he's like, this is how you lead a target, and he just pops it off and drops the dude. I was like, yep, okay, he's definitely had some training. I didn't know he was in the Navy, though. I did. I assumed that he was Air Force or an Army guy.
Yeah, no, and he's, I mean, like I said, I've subscribed to his channel. I'm subscribed to his TikTok. He makes me happy. The level of joy that this man gets from popping skulls cracks me up. Because he's like, one of the videos, he's sitting there and he pops one and he goes, oh, you thought you were just going to sit there and try to snipe me. And just cracking up the whole time. He's talking so much shit and it's great.
Yeah. Okay.
The only videos that give me more joy are videos of dachshunds running on hardwood floors. Because their little feet can't get traction. It's so cute.
when I take When I take my puppy out for a walk every night, he still goes on a leash because I don't want him running off into the woods at 11 o'clock at night. That would be bad. So he's on the leash and he really wants to get down to the mulch pile as fast as he can. So he does what I imagine a dachshund does on a hardwood floor on my driveway. He's just at the end of a leash pulling as hard as he can, and his legs are going full speed.
Yep.
But his body is just not.
My father-in-law has
Horrible.
had carpet throughout his entire living room. For the entire time that we've had, for the whole 3 years that we've had my dog. And he recently had his entire kitchen and living room redone, and it's all like laminate now. And until he got a rug, she could not figure out the hardwood floors.
No.
And it was the
Poor
most
baby.
adorable thing ever. The poor thing she couldn't figure it out. But then when
Zero,
she
before
did, when she jumped up on the couch the first time after she figured it out, she had this look of, did I do something wrong?
So Zero, prior to this change, did you make sure the carpet matched the drapes?
Oh my God.
Acceptable.
It was blue carpet and the drapes were in fact blue. So yes, you could say my father-in-law made sure that the carpet matched the drapes.
Oh, I know that girl. She's all over Pornhub.
Sadly, I live in Virginia. What's Pornhub?
Blocked because you live in Virginia or Louisiana.
It's okay, Zero. We can stream it to you if you want.
Thank you.
Just everything that you need on Pornhub is on my account page, my profile page. So I just take screenshots of it and send it to you.
Nice.
You can click on the JPEG and imagine it's opening videos. There is a surprising amount of content on Pornhub that is not pornographic.
Mhm.
Did you know go ahead.
Is that college humor guy that was like just doing the nicest things? Like, is he still going?
I don't know. I know the guy that you're talking about. He's like, interrupting
Yeah.
my stepsister in the shower, and it's just a video of him knocking on the door, being like, "Is it okay if I come in and grab a towel?" And she's like, "Sure." And he comes in with his eyes like tight shut, and he just feels around for a towel and then leaves.
Why is
Yeah.
it that I could see Brandon Lee Mulligan doing some shit like that?
Well, it's from a college humor dude. I remember back in the day where he posted something. I can't remember which social media it was I followed, but Pornhub actually sent him like a Pornhub jacket because they too have a sense of humor. Like they only send these jackets to like the contributors that do the best or whatever, and
It's their version of like the YouTube play buttons.
yeah.
Like, they
There
give
we
it to
go.
him when he hit 5,000 subscribers, and they usually give it out for 50,000 subscribers.
That's great.
What is it? It's Ryan.
Yes, Ryan. Oh fuck! What is
His last name is something suggestive, which is even funnier
it
that I
is.
can't remember
That's
it.
right.
Creamer. Ryan Creamer.
Right? Yeah, I just noticed it.
That's his name.
Oh
And that's
God.
the name he uses on Pornhub. So
Oh,
like
he's
you
not-
click
yeah,
into it expecting things.
I'm sorry, Masami, he's not going anymore. It says that Ryan Creamer is a comedian who created 2 years of non-pornographic videos for Pornhub. So, yeah, he might be done with it.
I mean, after 2 years, I'm sure you kind of ran out of material, or you wanted to be known for something else. So I can't blame the guy.
There are all these fucking links to his Pornhub stuff. Mom disappointed in son. Again.
Wait, how did he get a hold of my home videos?
Oh.
He spent a long time, transcribing them from VHS.
Yep, it's true. God, thanks, Masami. Made me feel way older than I needed to just right then, just in that second.
You're welcome. I'm gonna be 40 this year, so I'm making everyone pay for it.
Same. I turned 40 in June. It's gonna be awful.
That's right. I am a little bit older than you.
It's okay. My wife is older than both of us, and I don't let her forget it. Not for the 6 months that she's older than me. But I stopped just short of pushing it too far because I like sleeping in my bed.
Yes, I'm sure you do.
I just like to appreciate for a moment that despite many of us being quasi-experts in the modern IT field, we spent years using payphones, VCRs, and record players.
Hmm.
I still use a record player. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I still got my
Oh,
record
you're
player.
such a hipster.
Hey,
Look, wait, hang on. I've got to rebut that. I was using it before these hipster assholes discovered that fucking vinyl was cool. Okay.
Yeah, that's just because you live in West Virginia, where like technology is how many years
Jesus
behind?
Christ, it's
50.
Virginia, and I swear to
Okay, Western Virginia.
South. Okay, if we're being technical, southwestern Virginia, but
You can't keep changing it every single time just so you can be mad. I mean, you can, but...
oh, I'm gonna.
And for the record, the reason I still use my turntable is because I can't listen to my sing-along with Mitch albums on another medium. And I'm not buying fucking CDs. I'm not a goddamn sellout.
You pirate everything.
Some things are just precious to me, like putting the Christmas sing-along with Mitch Miller on like every Christmas and singing it and driving my dogs nuts.
Well, sure. I mean, that sounds just like a delightful tradition.
Anybody who doesn't know who Mitch Miller is out there.
Nope.
I actually do not.
Oh man, Mitch Miller was the best. That, and I have the original, I think it's a 1970s Muppet Christmas on vinyl.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
The one that you can't fucking get anymore because we wanted to listen to it in like a different room than the one the record player's in, so I think my dad got a CD one year, and we listened to it. They changed it. They took like 2 songs out, and then the woman that plays Maria is different, and I don't think Mr. Hooper's on there at all because he's a dead bastard. But yeah, I was furious.
clearly.
I love the things you get mad over, Doc. Like, I wish to aspire to that level of purity.
Well, but what's funny is I don't realize that I get angry about that kind of stuff until Doc gets angry about it, and then I find myself getting angry, and I'm like, where did this rage come from?
It's groupthink. I'm sorry. Well, okay, more pleasant topics then. Omega posted this one because fuck yes. Subnautica 2 dev says it is not multiplayer focused, and they have clarified their statement about live service aspects of the game. But for a brief moment there, we thought that Subnautica 2, when it was finalized, was going to be multiplayer oriented. So more than one person in the game. Since then, unfortunately, no, it is not. Let's see, I'll read it.
So what they're saying is there were thoughts like the word live service was thrown around, and people thought that meant it was going to be like an open world MMO-y kind of like a lot of people in the world kind of thing. What they're saying is like, no, we mean that it's going to be a game that we're going to support for many years. We're going to provide updates and new content for it as time goes on. But, you know, the multiplayer is going to be you in your world and your friend can join you. So
Yes,
remember that
co-op.
janky mod? Yeah, remember that janky mod that you and I tried fucking with that kind of sort of worked? Well, now it's actually going to be baked into the game, and it's not going to suck.
Right. So yes, it will not be an MMO type. You have to log in and all the rest of that crap. It's exactly as you say. They say they want to have support for the game. They actually built it in Unreal 5, so I think that's the latest that Unreal's got coming out. I don't think 6 is slated for this year. I hope not. And they want to have single or 1 to 4 player co-op to uncover the mysteries of an entirely new alien planet. So, yeah. It would be really super nice to be able to run around Subnautica with a friend, because I don't know if I've ever mentioned this to you guys, but the ocean fucking terrifies me.
We
That's
noticed.
why the game is amazing.
I've spent
Yeah,
enough
if I
time
remember
in the ocean to be afraid
I was gonna
of it.
say, if I remember correctly, isn't it like something about being submerged in water that terrifies you?
No, well, see, that's the thing. I was a student lifeguard when I was a kid. I was really good at like swimming. I got some like stupid ribbons or something for awards or some crap. I don't know. I was good at swimming, and I really liked going to the beach, and I liked going to the ponds in summer and all the rest of that. But when you get out into the ocean, like I went scuba diving when I was 15. Um, when you can't see the bottom, I realized
Mm,
that's when I get freaked out. I have no fucking
fair.
idea what's beneath me, and I know that as a creature, as an organism on this planet, I may have at one point been designed to live in the water, but I have not been for several 100 million years.
You are not a water creature?
No, no.
Doc
So
is not Aquaman?
I am definitely not Jason Momoa. Yeah, so
Hmm.
that's my own personal. I don't like being in water where I cannot see the bottom, and it's entirely possible that there's a large fish out there that could eat me without terribly much effort.
Yep. I do. I can. Yeah, no. There. That is definitely a decent, a valid fear. It's if I am not in a situation where I'm top of the fucking food chain, nope. Sorry. It's like
Yeah.
people who go on African safaris and they're in open vehicles where the lions and shit can just walk right. No, no, no.
Kitty!
That's no, no, Masami. God damn it,
Masami,
she
you're
just
right.
did Masami just white woman us? What the fuck?
No, Masami, the
I am
best one.
I am in fact a white woman. Just so you know.
Masami, have you seen the video? One of my favorite safari videos is where, yeah, they are in the Jeep. There's a bunch of tourists in the Jeep and everything, and two, I think, lions climb on top of the Jeep and just start fucking.
I've not
I
seen that.
haven't
But
seen that one, but I have heard about that one.
that is terrifying because that plays into two fears. One, I'm not top of the food chain. Second, I'm not. I am woefully inadequate to that animal.
Also, yeah, just imagine you don't want to be sitting directly under that when the magic happens.
No, because I have heard cats fucking, and it is terrifying. It is terrifying. It will cause you not to sleep because apparently, and I learned
Oh, it's
this.
violent.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
it's violent, and cats' penises are barbed.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And
Correct.
they
They're
oh
pointy.
yes, they scream like the female cats scream.
I had no idea that cat penises were barbed. That is terrifying.
Yeah, you thought duck penises were scary.
Yes, I did.
Yep.
I really did. Man, I think this has been a very successful podcast because we landed
Welcome
on
to
talking about penises.
I was going to say, welcome to the animal anatomy portion of the podcast.
Did you know that a fruit fly's penis is shaped like a spoon?
What?
Interesting.
No joke here. A fruit fly phallus is shaped like a spoon because when they're mating with a female, part of their mating process is to scoop out anything that might have been left by a previous male.
Yeah, ducks have corkscrew-shaped penises that they launch out of their bodies into female ducks that have counter corkscrew vaginas. So
Mhm.
ducks actually have evolved some of the most ridiculous battle of the sexes kind of gonads that you could imagine.
How?
Yeah, by the
how
way, ducks, every single male duck that you've ever seen is a rapist.
Mhm.
Oh,
Every
how-
single
no.
one of them.
how is something?
Every single one of them
Well,
is a rapist.
this makes me rethink the whole does a duck with a boner drag weeds? That makes me completely rethink that entire bit.
Dude, look it up. A duck with a boner could till a field.
He's not wrong.
How
The
is
duck's
something
dick
that
is like
resistant?
It's like 3 times longer than its body.
How is that species still alive with like that amount of resistance to mating? How have they survived this long?
It keeps it all like coiled up inside its body, and then it fucking rockets out.
When Jeff Goldblum said life finds a way, I'm pretty sure he must have been talking about ducks.
Ducks. He had to have been talking about ducks. Oh, God. Well, I'm not sleeping tonight.
Nature is so
When
magical.
do you sleep?
Damn, nature, you scary.
I mean, it's partially scary and also just kind of gross.
Yeah, it's true.
It's
Like, I
fascinating.
really shouldn't just single out ducks here. There's a lot of rape in the animal kingdom as what we would
Mhm.
see and define as rape. Yeah, it's pretty
Mhm.
much everywhere in the animal kingdom. It's
There-
just the way things go.
There's
Like
like
otters.
there's
Otters, they're
not a lot
so
of
cute.
yeah. I
Otters
know
are so cute. They're
they're-
very rapey.
they're all skull
Mhm.
fuckers. there's so many, or there's not too many. I don't know of too many animals that mate for life. There's like a couple bird species I know of, but that's about it. And everything else is just like, yeah, if the female of the species is in heat, then it's game on for all the men that stumble across, or all the males that stumble across.
And
Yeah.
in many cases, it's a fight to the death to see
Mhm.
who gets to
All the
do the
territorial
deed.
shit. Yeah. I got a folder full of bear fights, and I'm pretty sure they're just fighting, if not for territory, then for who gets to fuck that female bear in the background.
Mhm.
Ugh.
Yeah, growing up with people who hunt, when they say you don't go hunting during rut, you don't go hunting
Oh, yeah.
during rut. You just
Mhm.
don't. It is very dangerous.
Yeah, horny deer and deer type animals are deadly.
You want there? I got a video of this, or I saw a video of this a couple days ago. Is you're talking about mating season? Mating season for elephants. Elephants are usually very chill, very relaxed. They're very respectable creatures that really don't mind human beings too much. But don't get fucking near them during mating season. They will fuck your shit up. Terrifying.
Yeah, elephants,
Looking at a
elephants
rampaging
can go on
elephant.
rampages. When they go on rampages, there's not much you can do to stop those things.
I might,
Mhm.
yeah.
It's like trying to stop a fucking bus with.
It's a biological tank.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. It's like trying to stop a tank with a VW Beetle. It's never gonna happen. You're gonna get shredded
Well,
every time.
Is the tank German?
Likely.
Well, then they like each other. VWs and
Oh,
tanks
yeah.
are natural allies in nature. They work together to find other tanks.
And VW Beetles.
Oh,
No. God.
Okay, so yeah, we talked about penises. Now, if we keep on talking about VW, we're going to start talking about Hitler.
Natural progression.
It is. We just call it here and save that for the post show, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, GG's everybody. Yeah, thank you everybody in Twitch chat. Thank you everybody. Oh, I want to say there was somebody posted on my profile the other my Steam profile the other day. I mean, they have the same avatars I do. Well, they didn't have mine because mine is obviously I made mine, but they have the cheap knockoff version of my avatar, and they commented on my profile, and I went to their Steam profile, and they are extremely pro-Putin Russian.
Oh, my.
Just looking at their profile, being like, "Oh man, look at you, you fucking dog shit! You obviously don't know who I am or listen to the podcast. Fuck Putin. Fuck Putin. Fuck Winnie the Pooh. Fuck Elon. Fuck Linus Tech Tips. And fuck Nestle.
Fuck. And fuck wrestling guy.
Oh
Yeah,
fuck
Vince McMahon.
Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
Piece of
Yeah, we
shit.
gotta add him to the list.
Yep, he's gonna be the 2024 edition. Fuck Vince. Alright. That'll do it. GG's. Penis, penis.